Thank you. All right, good evening. Welcome to this meeting of the Area Planning Subcommittee West. As the meeting is to be webcast, I'll just remind members the need to activate your microphones when speaking and turn them off when you're finished. I also need to read the following announcement regarding the webcast. I would like to remind everyone present that this meeting will be broadcast live to the internet or filmed and will be capable of repeated viewing or another use by such third parties. If you are seated in the lower public seating area, it is likely that the recording cameras will capture your image, and this will result in a possibility that your image will become part of the broadcast. This may infringe your human and data protection rights, and if you wish to avoid this, you should move to the upper public gallery. Advice to public and speakers attending the Council Planning Subcommittees: you will have your opportunity to speak, and it will be for 3 minutes only. It will be time. Thank you very much. Right, welcome to everybody. A quick introduction. To my left is my Vice Chairman, Councillor Dave Dorrell, and next to him from Democratic Services is Adrian Hendry. And to my right is Jerry Godden, Planning Officer. Have we apologies for absence?
Yes, Chairman, we have apologies from Councillors Helen Kane, Sam Kane, Councillor Lee and Councillor Stocker.
Thank you. Can I confirm the minutes of the previous meeting, which was held on the 25th of August 2000? And sorry.
Thank you, Chair. Just a note, I did actually send my apologies for absence, but I note that they're not on the minutes as recorded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you from my side. It's a matter arising. As part of that, we had a planning application for a site visit, and I have not seen any dates come up for that one. And that was way back when.
Was that the Ava House?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's nearly 2 months.
What was it? Ava House was a site visit.
Okay.
Apart from those two outstanding items, can I agree as a true record? Thank you. Right, are there any declarations of interest? Councillor Avey.
Thank you, Chairman. With regard to EPF 2893, the applicant is known to me by reason of me being his ward councillor.
Is there any other business?
No other business, Chairman.
Thank you. The Epping Forest District Council Planning Policy Briefing Note of October last year is for noting. Can we note that? Thank you. And are there any site visits required on... That's right.
Thank you, Chairman. EPF 2893, land at Benton's Farm. I think this is worthy of a site visit. There are mention of other applications with respect to this site, but it's never been visited as much as I'm aware by the committee, and I think it would be worthwhile to have a site visit to see that before we consider the application.
Thank you. Now we're going to be voting. Yeah. Right. So can we vote on a site visit to Benton's Farm, which is EPF 2893/21? Those in favour of a site visit?
Unanimous.
No.
5.
Those against?
1.
No abstentions. Huh? The next one? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Councillor, I'm not aware of the Avey House one, so I'll have to make some inquiries tomorrow, but I'll find out what's going on, and if we can do them on the same day, we will.
Right, so that now becomes deferred, then, yeah?
Yes, that's deferred.
Right. So therefore, where are we? EPF 2893/21 becomes a deferred item. I take it that, Speaker, so you're free to leave unless you you'd like to stay, and also I believe we have a Zoom, the councillor. Yeah, if she'd like to either leave or stay on the Zoom meeting. Right.
Item 10 has been withdrawn by the applicant.
Yep. Right. So, moving on then to item 9, which is planning application EPF 2825/20, which is garage adjacent to Clock House, Dawes Hill, Waltham Abbey, E4 7RD, on pages 15 to 24 of the agenda. This has come up because it was deferred due to the sack, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, Chairman. It was originally a 2018 case. It's been deferred for the SAC, and it's now come back for your perusal. This is in the rural area of Sewardstone, south of Waltham Abbey. Rather strange plot in some respects that it originally belongs to the house to this area here, but it's the red line area, as you can see. The building to be converted is in this area to the south, and this basically covers the access drive into the property. So this is the existing plan. This is a different angle to the last one. It's been rotated by 90 degrees. Got the Sewardstone Road to the north and Dawes Hill to the east. The property was originally part of the Clock House site, but is now being hived off. And it's an existing single-storey garage with a pitched roof and served by access road that leads onto Dawes Hill. So this is the scheme as proposed. There will be garden area to the side of the property. The actual house, the garage itself will be converted with some minor extensions, 2 parking spaces in this area here, and the access drive onto Dawes Hill, and it is physically separated from the Clock House, which has been granted permission for conversion into 3 houses. This is the existing property. You can see it's got quite a steep, high-pitched roof, 2-bay garage. And what we'll see here is extension. So there's a 2-bedroom flat, a 2-bedroom house, beg your pardon, with bath downstairs, kitchen, living and dining room on the ground floor, and 2 bedrooms on the first floor, served by skylights. So there's no dormers being put into the scheme, and it will have a porch at the front of the building to allow people in. You can see the photograph of the building as it stands now. It's the fence there indicates where it's been separated from the previous planning unit, and where the roadway's already been resurfaced, which you wouldn't need planning permission for that. This is the entrance onto Dawes Hill. You can see it's been recently re-tarmacked and has sight lines to both the north and south. Aerial photograph of the site. This isn't the best aerial photograph because the access path is actually here. You can only faintly see it. It's in shadow, but it is actually there, and the red line area cuts down this area here. So the access is onto Dawes Road, and you can see the building was originally part of the Clock House, but is now being separated out. And the other properties to the side. So you can see that it's, although it's a rural area and it is fully obviously within the green belt, it is part of a settlement in this area where there is quite an amount of built form. Just a view looking to the north, the property is this building here, and again the access road is in the shade by this rather large hedgerow. And looking to the east, showing the property as well. And again, you can't quite see the roadway, but it is there, and it's been redone. And then a view from the east, looking towards the west, showing the garage to be converted. Sorry? Oh, right. Sorry, Councillor. Well, yes. Right. Just a minute. Not enough screens. The Council have received objections to the scheme. We have received objections from Waltham Abbey Town Council. The committee believes that this proposed development would have an adverse impact on increased traffic and do not believe it is appropriate development in Greenbelt land. And St Albans have objected due to the impact on the Greenbelt, sustainability, impact on the Epping Forest Special Area of Conservation, out of character and appropriate development and highway safety. Officers have looked at this, and it is a case that it was a SAC case, so it has been delayed for some time. We reconsulted on this in the last few months and haven't received anything extra, but the original objections still hold, which is why this is before the committee tonight. In terms of the fact that the building is a conversion and then there's a minor extension, it's considered that both of these do actually fall within the Greenbelt exemptions in the National Planning Policy Framework and indeed in our local plan. Reuse of buildings, providing the building is permanent as substantial construction, is allowed, and minor extensions that are not disproportionate are also allowed. The officer's contention in this case is this is building that is capable of being converted and is permanent and substantial, and the extension is minor. I think it's around 25% in volume, which is not considered 28%, which is not considered to be disproportionate. In terms of the conversion and its impact on the green belt, it is considered that this is appropriate development within the green belt, and it doesn't have any adverse impact on the character and appearance of the green belt in this area. In terms of sustainability, the officer has addressed this in his report. It is clear that this isn't in a rural area, it's not within an urban area, and it is remote from services. However, it is within a pocket of existing housing and settlements, and it's felt that it wouldn't be harmful to allow it on those grounds. There's going to be no adverse impact on the neighbouring properties in terms of loss of light or privacy and visual impact. Standard accommodation is considered acceptable. There is no highway objection to this scheme. It's an existing access which has actually been refurbished, as you can see from the photographs that you've previously seen. And the car parking spaces and parking is adequate for the property in question. In terms of the special area of conservation, you can see that the officers have now assessed this and consider that this can be dealt with, although if members are minded to grant permission tonight, it will have to be subject to a Section 106 planning obligation being considered. For those reasons, the officers are recommending this to approval, subject of the 106.
Thank you. Members, any questions? Councillor Bassett.
As it says there, this is an existing building just being converted into a domestic building with an existing driveway and everything else next to existing houses. I personally can't see a problem.
Councillor Matthews?
I'd just like to echo that as well. I can't understand why there'd be any issues with that, really. Unfortunately, I would have to disagree with my colleagues at the Town Council, but I can't see any issue with it.
Right, thank you. Right, so if we go to a vote then to go with the officer's recommendation to grant permission subject to a legal agreement and the 106. Those in favour?
Unanimous, Chairman?
Against? So that application is therefore granted subject to legal agreement. Right, 11 has been deferred. 12, exclusion of the public and press. No reason for that.
You mentioned 10.
10? Did I mention 10? Sorry. Yes, 10 was withdrawn. Agenda item 10 was withdrawn. Sorry, I failed to mention that earlier. So, that being that, I close the meeting at 14 minutes past 7.